buddies. This is my bookcase. It's very nice and I love it, and for the longest time, I only had a wire bookcase. That's not even a bookcase. It's more like something you'd keep in a laundry room to keep your cleaning supplies on, like a little wire rack. It was a wire rack with 3 shelves. This is a very nice upgrade and I love it very much. However, today I am going to be unloading this bookcase. This will be a long video done over a span of time because it's a process and I don't have any boxes with me, so I can't really unload proper like without boxes. So I'm going to have to, like I said, span of time. I'm just kind of doing a little intro right now. I'm going to be unhauling, getting rid of books that I don't want anymore, which hurts to say because I finally have this amazing bookcase that I can pile books in, and now here I am getting rid of books. But I have some in here that I've read and I just don't like, or like I will never read again because I don't like, so I will be getting rid of them. For now, this is what we're going to be doing, and I gotta go get some boxes. Hi book buddies, it's finally time for this crazy task. So this here is the table that I'm using to transfer some books over here, mostly ones I'm not keeping, just to kind of go through it. It is actually my eBay table where I just keep stuff, packing and everything. So I cleaned off half the table, so just ignore the mess. It's a lot. So I'm gonna start at the top, and I know I look kind of messy and just kind of, it's been a crazy day, and yes, so let's get into it. So Journey to the Center of the Earth, I love that book. These are going to be a little bit dusty too. And okay, so I bought this actually at Half Price Books, and in the book was a airline ticket. You know, I never looked at the date. Landwehr Clifton E, 762 miles, Indianapolis, from Indianapolis to Dallas Fort Worth. November 9th, 71, seat 70, seat 7B, no smoking. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, so I actually thought that was so cool, so I kept it in here. And I know this table won't hold everything, so actually I have a box over yonder that I need to use. And Frank definitely keep that. This copy has seen better days. Alice in Wonderland. Actually, this my parents got for me for Valentine's Day back in '03, which is pretty epic. Yeah. I'm very sentimental and I will hold on to things that, like, you know, this is so good. Banner in the Sky. You guys need to read this. It's actually Third Man on the Mountain, the Disney movie, but this is spectacular. Okay, I'm thinking I may get rid of these. I don't know. They're crime files. I grabbed them up from our little family library, which is just a bunch of books that no one really lays claim to, just random old kids books. And so I grabbed them up thinking I'll read them, but you know, I don't think I want to keep them. Oh, I want to read this one. I haven't read it, but it's by Dusty Bowling, who wrote, move you over a little bit, dear. The Canyon's Edge. So good. I love this book. The Among the Hidden series is like the best. I think I'm going to take this clock down because it is breakable and it leans, so I need to dust it off. So 100% keeping. That scared me. I don't know why, but I feel this bookcase is going to topple in any second. I don't know why. It shouldn't, because you're taking the weight from the top first and then the bottom. That way it's not top heavy, but like this, I need to read this one again. I haven't read it in ages. I don't know if I want to keep it or not. I need to reread it. absolutely housekeeping. A little beat up, but you know, I mean, Anna Green Gables. Okay, I bought these off AB Half Price Books, A Far Off Place, and this is book 1, A Story Like the Wind, because I watched the Disney movie. Actually, I think it's A Far Off Place, and I really liked it, so I was like, oh my goodness, there's a book. I didn't read it yet. I have so many books that I haven't read, and I don't really want to get rid of books that I haven't read yet, because like that's the whole point of getting them to read them. Bridge to Terabithia or Terabithia, I'm not sure. This is good. I haven't read this in forever. Black Beauty. I think this was the very first classic I ever read that wasn't for school or anything. It was just for my own personal enjoyment. And that was back like, I graduated in 11. So I'm going to say it was around that time or like a couple years before. It wasn't this copy though. The other copy got destroyed in a flood. Wasn't pretty. Okay, and this, guys, you all need to read this so much. I love this. This has book 1 and book 2 in it. If you love the Disney cartoon, you will love, love, love this because it's just so good. And the second book has a bit of time travel going back to medieval England. And in this, I started reading, I need to get back to this. And I am currently reading the Chronicles of Narnia. I'm on book 2, which I haven't read it in a while. I need to get back to reading it. I just haven't. I got the whole box series, which is exciting. If you have never read this series, you are missing out. By Lloyd Alexander. These are so good. These are amazing. And if you like the Disney's Black Cauldron, you're going to love these. You're going to devour them because there's so much more story and more depth and a whole lot of valuable lessons that we can take away even like today. And this is a book that didn't come with the box, but it is very important still. So I'm so excited. I wish it fit in here, but it's too small. Y'all need to read this. They're so good. Supposed to read this last summer when we went on vacation to Galveston, and it didn't happen. Christy was pretty good. A fun read. And then this book and I go way, way back. It does have some mature themes. So not for young readers. Proceed with caution. Just for the sake of table space, I'm gonna pop these back up here. This down. Okay. And we have this Blackbeard's Ghost. I haven't read this yet. I really want to. The cartoon's really good. If you haven't noticed, I love reading books that were made into Disney movies. I love the classic Disney, and it's fun to compare the adaptations and like see the changes and everything. This is very special. It's Bible Promises for Women, but what makes it so special, it was gifted to me by a lady Sunday school class at my old church back in Ohio, and it was a gift for when we moved to Texas, so it was like 2013. Cape Fear. You know, I kind of think I don't want to read this because I don't know. I have a feeling I'm not going to like it. But Cape Fear, the movie with Gregory Peck, I think, and forget the other people. But the movie was really good. It was intense. Then Charlotte's Web, a classic. Okay, I'm just going to go through and, like, pick out books that I don't think I want anymore. I don't want those. This book was amazing. I've been wanting to do a review on this just by itself. It's a newsboy story, 1899 during the strike, but it's so, so good. I just love this book. If you have any interest in New York 1899, the newsboy strike, or like immigrant life in the tenements and stuff like that, you've got to read this. Or if you just like the Broadway show Newsies, you gotta get this. It's so good. Okay. I've never read this. This was another book that I grabbed from the community library, family library, and I don't know if I want to read it. I'm not a fan of sci-fi, so I'm not sure if I'm ever going to read this, honestly. If you've read this and you love it, let me know why I should read it, or like if you think I'll like it, because I just don't know. I'll put it in the maybe pile. Definitely Keeping the False Prince. I devoured this one night when we were on vacation in a hotel room. Like, well, I didn't start it and finish it then, but I definitely like read most of this book. And it's one of those where it just left me like, oh, what do I do now? You know? It's so good. Unfortunately, I've read books 2 and 3, and none of them have held a candle to this one, which is really sad because I was super excited for the whole series, but I keep losing interest with each book. So I need to restart it, I think, because I stopped at book 3 because I was starting to give it some low ratings. These I might get rid of. I watched the movie, oh, what's the name of that? Something about time. I don't know. It was really good. And I got these to go with, like, to read it. But I only got book 1 and 2 because I heard from a lot of people that once you get to book 3, it's awful. It's awful, it's awful, it's awful. So I'm like, I'm good with these. And honestly, book 1 was better, but I don't think I'm ever going to read these, so I may just get rid of them. And also this, I have yet to read it. It's The Green Knight by Vera Chapman. It is actually, you know, the old cartoon Quest for Camelot, which was one of my favorites growing up. The soundtrack is just superb. And this is actually supposed to like be like the book. There's a whole bunch of these. I forget how many, but these books are so hard to find. Like, it took me forever to find one. And I think this is book 1 of the series because I've always wanted to read books about Camelot and King Arthur and stuff, but I can never really get into them. You know, I tried to read The Sword and the Stone. I DNF'd it early on. Like, it was boring. I thought it was boring. And then we have, I'm not getting down the whole series, but Fable Haven. This is so good. I just love this. And I got the whole, it was a box set, but unfortunately the box got destroyed. Then Julie and the Wolves, which I mentioned in a previous video. Definitely need to read this still. The Hunchback, keeping that. I've wanted to read this for ages. Just haven't. I've started it. Actually, I have a dog-eared page. I'm on page 39, chapter 4, which it takes a bit to get into the story. Okay, Indian Summer. This goes back a while. Gosh, this was one of my sisters back in like elementary school, middle school. Kill a Mockingbird. Honestly, I didn't like this book. I don't know if I want to keep it or not. I mean, I don't know. Okay, and then need to read this still. My sister got me this. Which I don't know if I'm going to like it, honestly. I mean, I want to give it a shot, of course. But I've noticed a trend with me trying to read popular books right now that I just don't like them. So I don't know. But I'll give it a shot. Hopefully I do like it. Not the whole series, but I have the entire House Moving Castle, all 3 books. So I'm so excited. I need to read these again. I'm actually making a goal to reread a lot of my favorites this year, just because it's been too long and it's like visiting an old friend, you know? Heidi. I bought this after reading A Very Bookish Easter because one of the stories was inspired by Heidi. Actually, the review's up in the corner. And I need to read this. I started reading it, but I really had trouble getting into it. So, I don't know. But hopefully, it looks so cute. Who else grew up with this book, Hoots? I remember 8th grade, our teacher, we read this, and then we watched the movie, which I haven't seen the movie in ages. But this book was such a big deal. In my time, anyway. I don't remember. So I haven't read this in eons. It'd actually be really funny to revisit. But this was a fun one. Gonna keep that. Okay, and on the Hunger Games series, I only have this right here, and it is very kind of beat up. It doesn't really like to open much. So I think it's got a little sticker here too for the price. I need to get rid of it. So I don't know if I'm going to keep this copy because I need to buy the set, honestly. So I might get rid of this one and I don't plan on reading anytime soon. Actually, I need to read the new book, Songbird, and that one, I need to read it, but I'm thinking I'm going to redo the entire series, but I want to start with the prequel and then read through the others. That's the plan right now. It may change, but that is it. And now we're getting into second level, which you can't really see, but it's right here. That's the level we're doing now. Maniac McGee, that was a big one too when I was in middle school, which I was actually just thinking about this book the other day. And I was like, man, we should read that. We meaning I. And this one here, I used to have that one, Eggs. I never got into it. Like, I didn't even understand it. Wow. Yeah, I'm keeping this one. We went to watch the movie, like, back in school, and we started it. Parents came and picked me up for something, I forget, and I didn't get to finish the movie, and I was so bummed because I wanted to see it so bad. Pay It Forward, I've tried to read this. I don't know if I want to keep it, but my sister loves this, so I won't get rid of it because I know she'll want to read it. Okay, Oliver Twist, definitely keeping this one. This is okay. The Orphan of Ellis Island. I read this because I saw one of my Goodreads buddies reading it, and it looked like something I would like. Ellis Island, it's time travel adventure, and like the really cool old-timey picture. So I was like, yeah, I'll definitely give this a shot. It was okay. Actually, this book's barely been opened. It's just not my fave. So I might get rid of this. I don't know. I'll put it in the maybe pile. I thought about getting rid of this. I really didn't like it. Not at all. I gave it like, I think 2 stars. It was not good. But it's such a pretty cover and it's hardback and I hate to get rid of it, you know, but I really didn't like it. So I don't know if I want to keep it or not. I might get rid of it because I didn't like it. And I don't see myself ever reading this again. Okay, I looked up and you were gone. So I don't know what you saw last. I'm assuming we're up to date. Anyway, I was telling you about this book. It took me years and years to finally read this. I started reading it in like high school days. And I even tried watching the BBC movie version, which is nothing like the story. Like, I was so disappointed that it was like not at all like it. So I finally finished this like 2020, and guys, it was intense. It was okay. I mean, I'm glad that I finished it, but honestly, I don't know, Treasure Island is so much better. This one's fun. I'm definitely keeping this one. And it's such a pretty cover too. This is such a random book. I bought it when I used to work at a Cracker Barrel. Stuff every American should know. And it just like little facts. I don't know if I want to keep it or not, honestly. I've never even read it. I mean, it would be interesting and good book research, you know. Like this. Who is Geronimo and why do we yell his name when we jump? I don't know. But it's in here. So I don't know if I want to keep it or not. I don't know, I'll put it in the maybe pile. Like the Hunger Games, I only have a couple of the Maze Runner series. The Maze Runner's really hit and miss. I didn't care for the movies. The first book was pretty good. I cannot stand Teresa, and nothing anyone says will change my mind. I do not like her character. She is annoying. I don't like her. And there was a rant. I think it was Scorch Trials or The Death Cure. In my Goodreads review, I kind of ranted. Love-hate relationship. My Side of the Mountain, which I have been looking for the rest of the series with that same cover design. Can't find it anywhere. And it's really frustrating because I know it's not probably all that important, but it's important to me that covers match. Matching covers are a must. Definitely keeping this. Maybe Make Them Proud by Isabel Perry. Isabel. Yeah, this was really fun. Short, little, cute book. I love it. This was amazing. For sure keeping this. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this one. I did not like it. The Light in the Forest. Again, another Disney movie. No. It was really a letdown. This is one I might get rid of. Lily's Crossing. I tried to read it back like in middle school days. Didn't finish it. Found it in the family library. And I was like, ooh, I'll definitely read this. Didn't read it. So I don't know. Put it in the maybe. I need to get new copies. These are really beat up. Like, I think there's even some water damage. needs help. And the same, oops, and the same for like this. I had to cover this entire, well, not the whole book, but the front cover and back because it was just in such bad condition. This I bought a couple years ago. It sounds really intriguing. Sounds kind of sad. Need to read it. Read this, not this copy. My sister actually got it for me a couple years ago, and I've read a different book from the library. It's intense. It's really raw and it's sad. Preacher on the Run. I love this. By Jana Boss, which actually I reviewed it on my channel here. You can check that out. Super good. I haven't read this copy because I have the ebook and I read it for that review, and then I didn't win this. I actually bought it because there was a huge discount that I was like, yeah, I want to go and grab it. See, I need to get more books by indie authors. Like I have this one and I have Maybe Make Them Proud. I need to get some more by my writing buddy. These are so good. The Princess and the Goblin. I was obsessed with the cartoon growing up. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but book 1. And did you know there's a book 2? It's Princess and Curdy. Pretty good. This one's better, but this one was still interesting. Bought this at Sam's bargain book. This was back when I was buying books left and right, like so many books. And I got this. Going down to the next shelf, Adventures of Robin Hood, which I recently read and reviewed. Definitely keeping that. This, my sister loves this. Well, she loved this book. There's a boy in the girls' bathroom. It was actually really sad. Okay, so while I was transferring the files to my computer, I went ahead and started putting some of these in boxes, but I'm going to finish going through the ones here too. I started getting some of Louis L'Amour's books. I haven't read any of them. I have like 2 paperbacks, and I think I have at least one on an ebook or on my Kindle. Need to read these. Tuck Everlasting is amazing. It's so good. 7 Alone, which I don't know if you've ever seen the movie, but it was pretty intense, honestly. Very good adventure, Oregon Trail journey, yeah. I think I'm going to start moving some of these over because as I get down to the bottom of the shelf, then you get into the top heavy, and that's something we're trying to avoid. So, got rid of some more, and we have a problem, a little bit of a space problem. This is the books that I have on there so far in this box, and there's still quite a lot on the bookshelf, meaning these. So, gonna need a bigger box. Got another Louis L'Amour book. This one I did start reading. It was the first one I got, and it's pretty good so far. It was like a year ago though. Prince and the Pauper, classic Peter Pan. I have 2 different copies. One with this chalk art design, which was gifted to me, and then another one, the word cloud, word art design with like quotes on the front. Okay, and I have some Ramona Quimby books, of course, and running out of time. Definitely want to keep that. And then I have some of the Ranger's Apprentice books. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And if memory serves, I think there's 12. There's 12 books in the series, so I'm almost halfway. I need to read these series again. I read book 1. I have book 2 and book 3. Oh wait, this is book 1. Really exciting adventure fantasy. And if you recognize the author, Lloyd Alexander, same one who did the Chronicles of Prydain. So yes, I mentioned this another time. Mentioned this in another video. Definitely need to read it. See if I even like it. This, I don't know if I want to keep it. I love Treasure Island, and this is supposed to be a sequel, which it was okay, but I don't know if I like it well enough to hold on to it. I don't know. I'll put it in the maybe pile. And I want to keep this for sure. It's a Tolkien dictionary. So much information in this little thing. And check out the pictures. There's Gimli, or just a dwarf, I think. Ooh, check out the cool dragon. There was a really pretty one of Arwen. There she is. So yeah, it's just a dictionary with all kinds of stuff, and my parents got this for me when I was doing some intense research because I was working on a fan fiction, and I was thinking it's not a weird fanfic. Whenever I do fanfic, I stick with the original work as close as possible. I watch the movies and take notes, and I read all the books and take notes, and like kind of sort of combine them, but not. Like, I'll try to keep the voices the same, like the way they talk from the movies, but I add a whole bunch of stuff from the books. I don't know if I'm going to keep these. Winnie the Pooh and the House at Pooh Corner. I know. I read them. They were not at all what I expected, and I just didn't care for them. They were kind of weird, honestly, and concerning. So I might get rid of these. I'm not 100% sure yet. And the rest of the books I know I'm keeping because they are all the Dear America series. If you can see all the way down there. The Dear America series, Royal Diaries, and then some other hardbacks that I know I'm going to keep. So I think that's it. So let's go through the pile of things that I may or may not get rid of. Okay, so I ended up unhauling a lot more books than I thought I was going to. And I'm actually kind of happy with the results because, I mean, it's good to go through and downsize and everything. So I'm going to show you the books that I'm pretty sure I'm going to get rid of. Okay, first, this. The Stuff Every American Should Know. I'm probably going to get rid of that. And then The Children of Green No. I'm just never going to read them again, and I'll either put them on my eBay store or I'll just donate them to a library or something. Cape Fear. I'm still on the fence about this one because I did buy it, and like I would at least like to know, but I'm going to say I'm not going to like it. So I'm thinking I'm going to get rid of that. Lily's Crossing. I don't see myself reading it. Light in the Forest. I know I didn't like that, so I'm getting rid of this one. Crime Files. Yeah. Not going to read them. The Winnie the Pooh books. Now, my mom would be so mad if I got rid of these, so I'm going to see if she wants them, or I'll just put them in like the family library because she loved these. Or she liked them anyway. Love's kind of a strong word. Iceberg, which was a downer, so get rid of that. The Orphan at Ellis Island, leaning toward getting rid of this one. This is like the other one. I'm not 100% sure if I will. I may keep that after all. The Hunger Games, not that I don't like the book, it's just this is so beat up, which I'll probably just, I don't know if the library would even want this. I may just end up tossing it. Maybe Half Price Books, I don't know. But it's got stickers, it's really beat up, and it has writing in the back. So, So I don't even know if they'd want it, honestly. So yeah, I'll probably just toss it, I guess. Ender's Game. I'll probably get rid of this one, or at least see if my sister wants to read it. I don't know. Maybe I'll read it. I don't know. I'll put it in the thing. And then Silver, Return to Treasure Island. The one thing I liked about this, really liked, was before I read this, I went back and read Treasure Island just to like get back in that world. So I would like any references or Easter eggs that popped up, I'd be like, oh yeah, I remember that. There were so many. It felt like I was back on the island, with just different characters. And I didn't care for the characters, honestly. And I don't know. I'm thinking I'm just going to get rid of this. Yeah, I think I'm going to get rid of this. Okay, and that is unhauling my bookcase. And you may be wondering, why did you do that? Why is your bookcase in shambles behind you? We are actually in the process of moving. I needed to empty out my bookcase for that, and this was the perfect opportunity to do it. And downsizing, getting rid of stuff. So yeah, so that's why. So I'm very excited about the move. It's going to be awesome. Still in Texas, so we're not moving out of state or anything, but it's going to be epic and really exciting. Can't wait. And I'm going to do like a room tour kind of thing once we get settled, which I don't know when that'll be. But so yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for sticking with me and helping me go through my bookcase. Honestly, I have more books over there that I am reading that I didn't even touch. A lot of books, but that's okay. The more the merrier. So thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this, consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. And yeah, so until next time, happy reading.